Who is in real control of the economy? The reality is that the economy, which is US and largely the world economy, is controlled by the federal government and the federal bank, or known as the Fed. It is called the central bank. The Fed, by the way, operates independently of the Congress and the President. Who makes the fiscal policy? Fed makes its own fiscal policy, and its policy may or may not be consistent with what the government, including USA President, is doing. Fed and USA government tools, called Keynesian toolkit. So Fed has two tools and the US government also have two tools. Fed has two tools to increase or decrease money supply. When they increase, they call quantitative easing or QE, to stimulate or cool down its economy, including spendings, business, stocks, employment, respectively. And increase or decrease interest rates, that it charges back to bank to cool or stimulate the economy, trying to slow down inflation if the inflation goes too high. Government has two tools. Anytime it wants, the US government can increase or decrease the level of government spending. This either creates jobs, stimulate economy, or eliminates them. Or it can decrease or increase taxes, which does the same thing. These four tools works. The Fed is able to influence the interest rates and therefore the level of investment. So essentially, the economy is controlled by the Fed, which is federal government and the Federal Reserve Bank. In summary, this is done with the fiscal policy by Fed, which involve adjusting the level of government expenditures and taxation, and monetary policy by Fed, which involve controlling the supply of money and interest rates. It is interesting to note how the Fed interest rate or interest rate actually correlate to the properties, which is the large ticket item in most people's lifetime. Fed interest rate, or known as the interest rate, does not matter to your mortgage rate. However, property buyer may need more than 3 to longer years financial reserve buffer in case of mortgage loan or other emergencies. This is the Singapore Property Price Index from January 95 to Q4 of 2022. And you can see that in general, it's an uptrend and it has already gone 4 to 5 times from the low of 1995. Of course, over the few decades, there has been ups and downs, but the downside are maybe a few years to a longer period. Of course, it also depends on the purchase price at the point of time. As interest rate rises and keep on rising, building under construction, which is BUC, which involve new launches, looks more attractive besides waiting for TOP. Lesser partial payment is one of the reason, which means that the loan payment will gradually rise as the building is completed before TOP, hence lesser layout initially. Price usually appreciate during initial launch period and subsequently. New condos or apartments, environment is new, interior fittings ready, and usually lesser maintenance issues. Importantly, interest rate rise doesn't mean that price will drop for property, and similarly, interest rate falls doesn't mean that price will rise for properties. Sinica Residence, which is in Singapore, is a residential mixed development with retail shopping area and 70 meters next to Taramera MRT interchange to your doorstep. Sinica Residence, which is also the only plot of premium residential cum retail shopping development among the existing neighboring condos, launching soon in early January 2023. Please contact 96302109 for more information.